Yep. Thought UConn deserved to win the game. They played great. They made some big shots in some key times. Biggest thing came down to they made some big shots. We had some opportunities where we needed to make big shots and we did not. And then the second half, we were up. We had a +5 margin on the glass in the first half. In the second half, they got us on the glass 20-8 in the second half alone, and that was those two things were the difference: the rebounding, and then they made shots, big shots, when they needed to, and we did not. And we had some open opportunities to do that, and we did not get the job done. Guard rebounding, I was disappointed with our guard rebounding. Besides Jaron. We didn't play poorly or anything. We had, we had 9 turnovers, 17 assists on 27 made field goals. We just defensively, we didn't do a good job in some areas. Even in the zone, they hit some tough shots. They hit some shots that were tough. They hit some big threes. And they made shots. They made big shots when they needed to make shots. When we were trying to stretch the lead in that first half, they made a couple big plays that really got them going. That did not allow us to stretch the lead.
Just talk about what Daniels did in stretching the D. That was a problem all night long.
Yeah, we talked about it. We went through practice about not getting sucked in on Daniels, and it's it's a little bit of a we got sucked in a couple times, and we didn't execute like we needed to execute on getting sucked in on the deep penetration. Got sucked in deep, and they kicked it out to Daniels for 3. And he played great. You got to give him credit. Played great. Hit some big shots. Hit some big threes. And Shaq wasn't as good as he's been, last weekend. And we need him to be better. And so defensively, we just they. As I said before the game, we've got to take the 3 out. They do such a good job on penetrating, get you sucked in, and then kicking out for threes. And Daniels is a hard matchup because he's playing their 4 spot, sometimes their 5 spot, and it's a tough matchup for our bigs, and it's something that they're not used to. And we've been practicing obviously Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday on just not getting sucked in deep on that. We didn't do a good job. A couple guys, Joe Jackson had 2 times he didn't stunt, which is part of our defensive system. He's got to get over there and stunt better. But those were some breakdowns that we had that ended up getting us in the end.
And Josh, talk about the zone defense. Y'all was getting good stops, like 3 possessions straight on UConn. But then y'all went back to man-to-man. They were able to penetrate and get wide-open shots. So was that the game plan to come out the zone?
They also made some shots against the zone too. The first half they hurt us in the zone. We got some stops early in the first half against the zone. Then they made a couple threes late. Second half, we were back and forth in the zone. We ended up switching all ball screens. They just hit some shots. It was. Part of it was just one of those things where we were just trying to change defenses and just try to get a stop. So they hit a couple buckets out of the zone. We were in zone. We went man on that out-of-bounds play with 4 seconds on the shot clock. We went man. We got a steal. We got a bucket. We went back to zone, and they scored on us. And then the next time I went man, we got a stop. I stayed in man. I usually, if something's working, I'll stay in it. And then they scored, and we went back to zone. We changed our defenses, in the second half over 20 times as in terms of man zone back and forth. They made shots. They made some big shots, key shots, tough shots. Napier hit a shot late right in Jaron. He just hit a tough shot. It was a great shot. It was good defense, better offense.
Josh, take me through your decision making. Is 64-63? They're first of 2 big fouls out, and then you brought Nichols out. You went 4 guards. They went on the run. I think 9-2 run. They got 3 baskets inside the paint. When they went a little small there as well, why didn't you stay big on that?
Well, part of it was we weren't getting stops. That was the big thing. I was trying to do offense, defense, and I felt our best lineup defensively, because they went small, is to go our small guards and force and just switch all ball screens and not give up a 3, and then try to go offense defense on that, get a stop. I had timeouts, but we didn't get stops. It came down to we didn't get stops, and I was disappointed with that small lineup because they didn't attack us like posting us at the block. They beat us off of penetration. So, you think you're gonna go with Mike Dixon, Joe Jackson, Chris Crawford, and Jaron Johnson say we're switching off screens, and those guys got to get us a stop. And because we didn't need to give up a 3, we just needed to get a stop. And it wasn't the first shot that hurt us; it was the second shot. But they got out rebounded us with David Pelham and Shaq in there, with Shaq and Austin. Our guards didn't do a good job of getting on the glass besides Jaron Johnson. He was the only one.
Josh, a lot of the guys on UConn said they were impressed with the environment tonight, the atmosphere. With the pedigrees of these two programs and the fact that Louisville's going to be leaving, could this maybe become a rivalry in this new league?
Well, first of all, the crowd was excellent. I mean, the fans were terrific. I thought they did a great job. I mean, I believe we got the best fan base in the country, and so I would have loved to won for the crowd. They deserved. When they come at home, they deserve for the wins to happen. And I don't know what it is, why we've, we got to be able to make shots at home. We just got to be able to make shots at home. But the crowd was great, and UConn's a great team. And in this league, it's a great league, and so it's not just UConn, but there's so many good teams in the league. We've got to be, if you bring your B game or C game in one of these nights, you're going to get beat.
How much? I mean, you referenced losing at home. It's been a long time since you. I don't know. Probably since you've been here, you haven't lost 2 in a row at home.
No.
You just have to go out and make it up by winning some on the road. I mean, but you obviously want to protect the home court.
Yeah, no, Jeff. To win a conference title, you got to protect home court, and you got to steal some on the road. Now we've stole some on the road, but we haven't protected home court, and it's just the darnest thing because. We need our guys to step up at home and play well for us and just step up and make plays. And I just, and people can say, well, distractions or this or that. Hey, these guys aren't, this isn't intramurals. I mean, these guys are, especially the older guys who we're counting on to come up with big plays for us like their seniors did or Cincinnati seniors did. We need our seniors to step up and make big plays. So I'm not buying any. There's distractions. It's just these guys are 22, 23. They got to get the job done. They've got to get the job done. So, we do as much as we can. I mean, and you guys know this, I have as much structure for these guys, whether it's home or road, and I think that's one of the reasons we've done well as in terms of within the community of, keeping everything, having great representation during my time here. But, I can't, go to their house and check them at home games, and we just do everything that we can. So, I mean, those guys, I mean, they like last night, we had a great film session. They were ready to play. I mean, we had a curfew. They were all in on curfew. It's just, I don't know. Well, we got to be able to make shots at home. We just got to be able to make shots at home. And it's the darnest thing with Chris. He is so good on the road, and then at home, he has not played well for us at home during his 4 years here. And I don't know if you look back, and we need Chris. He is too good. I mean, he's playing 30-some-odd minutes. He's been just one of the best players on the road, and then at home, he has just struggled. And when I say struggled, because we need him to be really, really good at both home and away for our team to do what we want to do.
Josh, there at the end, Johnson was trying to guard Napier. He had 4 fouls at that time. Did the foul trouble affect anything that you were trying to do? Because you had Johnson, Dixon, Crawford all battling some foul issues.
Yeah, I mean, I thought a little bit the flow of the game was a little bit, because of the amount of fouls. But I expected that. I mean, Curtis Shaw was here and John Adams, they're bosses, and so those 3 officials are really good. I mean, it's just, and it was for both ways. It wasn't just for us. It was both teams. But anytime your bosses are there, you're gonna things are gonna be a little more tighter. So I expected that, understood that. I told our team that we got to be really smart about defensively. You cannot touch them. You got to defend without fouling. And but we got in some foul trouble, which obviously affected us on the perimeter. There is no question about that. Even Shaq's second foul in the first half, I thought he was playing well, and then boom, he got that second foul, and we had to make the change on that. So had nothing to do with the officials. I thought both ways they called it evenly. I think it was tight. Obviously, their bosses were there, but I think for both teams, it probably affected a little bit of the rhythm at times.
Is that what you think affected Shaq? I mean, he wasn't the usual energy self. The second foul, and then Joe too. The energy wasn't, and those two guys really are who lead you. I don't know. I told Joe. I said, Joe, usually he comes up with 50-50 balls, and today he lost 2 battles on 50-50 balls, and UConn got him, and we need Joe to get those. Same thing with Shaq. Joe's an X factor. Shaq's an X factor with energy, and.
you know, I don't know. I don't know why. You know, Shaq was high, had great energy, and then boom, he got the second foul, and it kind of deflated a little bit. And Joe just never really got in rhythm all game. I didn't think Joe got in rhythm all game. And he hit a big shot late, and he was right at that rim there. 75-71, we get the steal. Joe's right at the rim, and he just, you know, obviously he left it short.
Josh, is this the wrong time to now go and play Lemoyne Owen on Saturday? I know it's just one of those games that you talked about it, but with the emotion of this game to go into a game that's more or less an exhibition.
No, there's a lot of games left. I mean, we got to look. Here's the deal. I mean, and this isn't an exhibition. This is a counting game. I mean, this counts on my official record for the NC2A. It counts on our team's record for the year. So we've got to win the game. But I had given my word to Will Anderson a year ago. I asked him if we could not play Lemoyne last year because I wanted to get the scrimmage, and we already had a contract with CBU. And I promised Mike Niebuhr from CBU that we'd play them this year as well too. So I gave my word to Mike, and I gave my word to Will Anderson, and I had to follow through on that. And we needed the scrimmage. Otherwise, I would have played Lemoyne and Christian Brothers, but I felt we needed that scrimmage. I would have played those two in the exhibitions, but so I had to do it, and I wasn't going to back out of my word on that. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that we can get a lead and I can play everybody. I want to be able to get, you know, I want to win the game. I mean, we've got to win the game. We've got to, at some point, we've got to make some shots at home. You know, I'm hoping we can make some shots at home. I don't know. It's the darndest thing at home with our guys with the three-point shot at home. You know, the good news is Jaron hit a couple threes at home, and I think, you know, but we need those guys to make some shots at home. So I'm hoping that gets us going, and we can have an opportunity where we can get everyone some good playing time. And we want to win the game. I'd rather be 13-4 than 12-5 after Saturday.
Josh, I would imagine a good part of your preparation for playing Connecticut is to get out and guard the perimeter. They're going to shoot their threes. They're going to make their threes. But do you think that affected their ability to dribble, drive, and get to the hole and get a lot of high percentage shots, especially in the first half, because there was so much concentration on the perimeter?
Yeah, but we didn't really. But we got sucked in. I mean, that's fine. But we got sucked in, and we didn't take the three out. So even though their dribble penetration, we sucked in too much. We got sucked in, and that was a point of emphasis for the last 72 hours, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, leading up to the game Thursday, is do not get sucked in. Stay at home. Guard your guy. And we got sucked in. They hit a couple big shots. I mean, and even in the zone, I mean, I thought we were going to be able to stretch the lead there. And Michael Dixon misses the layup, and we only end up getting 1 point out of it because Austin gets fouled, makes 1 of 2 in the first half, and they come down and hit some big threes. I mean, just, you know, and deep threes and within the zone, you know.
Josh, talk about, you know, when your 3 senior guards got in foul trouble. You didn't go to Nick King or Karan Iverson, you know, your bench. You know, what was the reason for that? You didn't have no trust in those guys, or you just wanted to lean towards your seniors?
Well, if you watched the game, I hope you were there watching the game. I would expect you to watch the game, so I don't know what kind of question that is. But, yeah, I know, but stop. I don't want to hear it. Here's the thing is the reason I play those guys because we're going to rely on those guys to get the job done. They've got to get the job done. We have four guards, so 3 of them played at the guard spot. They're going to play 3 of those 4 guys are going to be, for the most time, are going to be on the floor. They're going to get the job done. It's not. I have total belief in Karan Iverson and Nick King. They're going to be great players. Bottom line is those guys, they, you know, even with 2 fouls, they can handle it. They just got to get the job done. Okay.